Venom, The Last Dance, released October 25, 2024. Directed by Kelly Marcel. Written by Kelly Marcel and Tom Hardy. Starring Tom Hardy, Juno Temple, and Alana Eubank. Rotten Tomatoes score, 36%. Metacritic, 41. IMDb, 6.2. Welcome back to Real Reviews. Like always, I am your host, Lee. Today we are talking about Venom: The Last Dance, the third entry in the Venom series. From the looks of early reviews, reviewers don't like it, but fans seem to, and that makes sense. But let's talk about it. First, right out of the door, this movie has many problems, but I think the main problem is that King in Black, the comic event that this movie is loosely based on, came out after both of the prior movies. So nothing had been set up prior to make the story make sense in that aspect. This is because they had no way of building up to Null because he didn't exist yet. Some spoilers coming up. So at the end of Let There Be Carnage, Eddie and Venom end up in the MCU. And at the start of this movie, they get pulled back to the Sony Spider-Verse, a clear reaction to talks breaking down between Marvel and Sony. There is a sub-story in this that I found mostly unneeded. It is where Eddie meets a family who is traveling to Area 51 to see it before it is decommissioned. The point of it was to show that Venom and Eddie were good, but we already know that, so it really didn't work for me. The acting is fine. Tom Hardy does a good job. Chiwetel Ejiofor was fairly good as General Strickland. The character is boring just because he is the overly aggressive, control-obsessed leader. Juno Temple plays Dr. Payne, a character who is driven by completing the dream of her dead brother. I didn't find her particularly compelling just because she seems to ignore any valid danger or risk until the very end. I can say that no one in this movie feels like they're doing a bad job, even if I don't like how the character is portrayed. The actors put in the work. I won't harp on how the symbiotes look. They didn't look great in the other two movies. They don't look great here either. The single worst part of this movie is the villain. You could guess it is Strickland or Null, but it is neither because this is a MacGuffin story, and Null wants to capture it and Strickland wants to destroy it. The actual villain is Null's hunters, the Xenophages. They hunt across the southwest of the country. They fight both Venom and Strickland. More spoilers, but you could have guessed this. Venom is the MacGuffin. This is where another issue comes up. The Xenophage can only hunt Venom when he is fully in control of Eddie, suit, and all. At first, they do a really bad job explaining this, and it doesn't make much sense even after a bit. Venom can only be hunted when he is in full suit mode on Eddie. If he takes over any other person or creatures, it doesn't work. So the story is driven forward by Venom fully taking over Eddie for a variety of reasons, many being kind of dumb, some being very dumb. The movie has a runtime of just over 1 hour 45 minutes. It doesn't use this time very well, but it also doesn't feel super drawn out. Another issue is that there was no possible way to get a satisfying ending for a villain as large and dangerous as Null, because they had no way of building this up in the prior movies, because that story arc wasn't done yet in the comics. In my opinion, they should have pushed Null back 1 movie and went for 4 movies. It would have benefited nearly immeasurably from taking the time to set everything up. All that said, I did like it more than Let There Be Carnage. I did enjoy the movie, but many of the flaws were glaring issues clearly caused by the story being rushed. My guess is that they aren't sure if they are getting another movie, or they know they aren't. Overall, this is a mixed recommendation. If you are really into Venom, but don't really care about Null, it will be a fine watch. But other than that, I would say wait until it is streaming somewhere. I rated it a 5 out of 8, or around a 6.2, 5 out of 10 stars. Like always, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this and would like to see more content, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I try to have at least 2 videos out per week. Real reviews like this, or AI reviews depending on releases. Until next time.